besties, my name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to day 3 of Bookmas, and I will be giving you all of my holiday book recommendations. I didn't pick just holiday books, there's like some wintry vibes in there as well. Let's go over some holiday winter romance books. So the first book I have on this list is Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, and this follows our FMC, and one day she's just kind of like walking through the streets and she sees this like very famous store, and it's a nightmare basically. The decorations are not good, how they have the vibe of the outside she is not vibing with, and this handsome stranger outside the store kind of asks her opinion on it. He's like, what do you think? What draws your eye? Type thing. And she's like, absolutely nothing. This looks like trash. And little did she know he's actually the owner of this store. He's like, fine, you want a job? I'll hire you right now to help me kind of figure out this new decor plan we got going on. And she is now going to work for him, and it's going to be their little budding romance. I think it's so much fun. It gives you like the holiday Christmas shopping vibes. Tessa Bailey's books are always so much fun. There's always good spice in there. The romance is fun. It's definitely a feel-good romance. Then a book I have that was so much fun, I have 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth. And this follows our FMC Abby, and she thinks her boyfriend is the love of her life. She's changed everything to kind of fit his mold. And one day they're going to his office Halloween party, and he breaks up with her, dumps her on the spot, leaves her on the street crying, and she's like, what do you mean? So she obviously calls up her girlfriend, and she's like, listen, we gotta hatch a plan for revenge. She dyes her hair, she goes back to like how she actually wants to live her life, and a handsome man kind of piques her interest, and this handsome man is her ex-boyfriend's boss. And to really sell it, she wants to be invited to their Christmas holiday party, just to really stick it to her ex-boyfriend. And it's going to be their fun little relationship. I had such a good time with this one. I was giggling, I was blushing. I always love revenge on the ex-boyfriend, you know? So I really enjoyed this one. Definitely gives you like the smutty holiday vibes. Just an overall good time. Then I have Faking Under the Mistletoe by Ashley Shepherd. So this follows Olivia, and she is like the embodiment of Christmas spirit. She loves everything Christmas. Christmas sweaters, Christmas cookies, Christmas movies, you name it. She's got it. She loves it. And she is tasked to kind of put their town holiday Christmas festival on. So she's there with her boss, and one thing leads to another, and she ends up kissing him under the mistletoe in front of his ex-girlfriend. They're kind of having like a little faking moment, if you will. And he is like the complete Grinch, doesn't want anything to do with Christmas. She brings it upon herself that she's going to change his like Grinch persona and make him fall in love with Christmas, and possibly also her. This one was so much fun. I love the fake dating aspect of it, like how they're faking it in front of just certain people. I love when those lines kind of get a little crossed. This one definitely has all the Christmas vibes you could want, because she is taking him like ice skating. I think they go on like sleigh rides. You're getting every Christmas activity you could want packed into this book. So if you don't want to venture out into the cold, read it instead. Then I have Tangled in Tinsel by Trelina something with a P, I think. I can't remember her last name right now. But this is basically a why choose holiday romance. So our FMC in this is like snowed in with like 4 of her bosses, or 4 like extremely hot men, and they're basically just gigging on the entire time. She's a little awkward at first, but she really like comes into her character throughout the book. It is such a good time. It's smutty, it's slutty, it's a good old holly jolly time. And my favorite part about this book is she is never physically described. So like you can make her have blonde hair, you can have her have dark hair, you can have her be 6'2", she can be 4'10", doesn't matter. And I love that in the book, that I could just kind of imagine my own little character as her. So much fun. If you want a smutty holiday book, this is the one for you. Then I have Jingle Wars by R. Holmes and Veronica Eden. This follows our 2 main characters, and they are from completely 2 opposite sides. So our MMC in this is from this very small town. It's very quaint and quiet, and he's just trying to keep his grandparents like Airbnb holiday place alive basically. And then our FMC is this big like Hollywood like rich girl, and she is coming to this small town because her dad wants, or someone wants her to like build like a 5-star resort in this town, because it like is very Christmassy, and they want to like expand their business into like more holiday themed events. And in this town they host a like Jingle Wars, I guess, where it's a bunch of holiday things and people are battling it out to become the winner of this this little holiday competition. So they are going to go head to head during this competition, and only one obviously can come out on top. And it is so much fun. I mean, you have opposites attract. She is very different at the beginning of the story. I feel like she's not very likable, but as she like comes to find herself in this like cute little small town, her views change, and I feel like the reader's views change on her as well. I love both of these characters. There's a donkey in it that's like a fake reindeer. I thought he was so cute. Overall, I feel like it gives just such great Christmas vibes. Then I have From Lukov with Love by Marianne Zapata. So this follows our FMC, and she is a figure skater, and she has always really wanted to go far in it. And something kind of comes about where she has this new partner, or she needs this new partner, which is Ivan, and it also happens to be her best friend's brother. They've always butt heads. They've never really seen eye to eye, but they need to become partners for this like event that they're both going to be in. And it's their little love story. And it is so much fun. The slow burn is huge in this. All MZ's books, the slow burn is slow burning, let me tell you. They are thick books, and the spice doesn't happen until like the very last page, and I love that in one of these books. This isn't really like holiday vibes, but it is like ice skating. It gave me winter vibes, so I felt like it was a good time to read this book if you have not yet done so. I definitely recommend all of MZ's books, but this book is perfect for this season. If you love She's the Man, I think you would definitely love this book. This definitely gives more of a winter vibe because this is just a hockey book. So this book is called Just One of the Boys by Leah and Kate Roper. I'm not sure how to say their last name. And it's basically just She's the Man. So I think her name is Alice, and she's always wanted to play like ice hockey or some kind of team. And in order to do that, they don't want a girl. And so she decides that she's going to pretend to be her twin brother because, you know, they wear the helmet. I think she cuts her hair, and she is just going to fake it until she makes it. So she ends up joining this hockey team, and on that hockey team is a boy that she kind of has like a little crush on, but she can't let him know who she is. You know, I don't want to say anything else without giving him away, but it is so much fun. It is YA, so I don't think there's any spice in it or anything like that, but I didn't even need it because I was just giggling, having such a great time with it. Highly recommend this one. So let's go over some Christmas novellas now. I think all of these books are at least under 200 pages, super easy, super short, especially if you don't want a full-length book to read about Christmas. So the first one I have on this list is A Mistletoe Bet by Marin Moore. So this follows our FMC, and I believe she hates Christmas, or she wants nothing to do with Christmas, and she has to come home at some point for the holidays, and there she runs into her childhood crush, which is also her brother's best friend, and he loves everything Christmas. So one night they're under the mistletoe, and he makes a bet and says, I bet if you give me 7 days, I can change your mind about Christmas. So for the next 7 days, they are going to be spending so much time together, and he is going to convince her how great Christmas is. And it's their little relationship. It is so much fun. It's short, it's cute, it's quick. You got the Christmas vibes in there. They're doing all the holiday things. What more could you ask for? And since it's so compacted, you're not spending so much time reading about Christmas things if that's not something you're in the mood for. Again, just a quick little holiday read. Then I have The Naughty, the Nice, and the Nanny by Devney Perry. This one was so much fun. So our FMC in this is looking for a job, so she's like, I could nanny for 1 week. How hard can it be? She goes to meet this little girl, and she's like, this is the spawn of Satan in a tutu and sparkly shoes. Get her out of my face. But she's like, I could do anything for a paycheck. How hard could it be? We'll be fine. And then she meets the dad, and the dad is her high school crush, and he is like a billionaire. She's like, I can handle it for a week. What possibly could go wrong? And it's going to be her and her boss's little relationship and how her and this little girl start to get along. And it is so much fun. It's so cute. You know, I'm a sucker for a single dad book, especially add a nanny in there. And Christmas, what more could I ask for? I believe there's like 2 more books in this like short little novella series that follow the other holiday brothers because they're all like rich or do something. I mean, it's basically exactly what the title is, and then towards the end of the book they all have like a little Christmas party that they all go to. So much fun, super cute, super short, all the vibes, plus added in a few of my favorite tropes. Then I have The Fake Holiday by Amy Knight. So our FMC in this ends up going home for Christmas because her sister wants to get married on Christmas to no one other than our FMC's ex-boyfriend. ex-boyfriend. And then she's like, okay, all right, whatever, but I need a date. And then somehow her nemesis at work decides that he is going to be her date. She cannot stand him, he can't stand her, but she thinks he is absolutely handsome. And she's like, why can this man look so good but be like terrible? And they are going to fake date at this wedding. And obviously fake dating, lines are crossed, lines are blurred. Always a good time with the tension running high. Are they faking it for the people in front of them, or did they actually feel this way? Love when that happens. Again, another short little book. I really enjoyed this one because you have like the fake dating in there. I think there's one scene in particular with the ex-boyfriend that I was like, ooh, got him. But overall, such a good time. Then I have Christmas on the 13th Floor by Jaquette Lee. And this basically is a boss employee book, and it's just spicy. So he invites her to like the annual holiday party, and she kind of likes being told what to do, if you're catching what I'm putting down. And it's just a smutty good time. That's basically all there is to it. So if you need to add some smut to your Christmas list, add this one for sure. Then I have Let It Snow. So this follows our FMC, and she wants to go home for Christmas, but plane tickets are a little too expensive. So her best friend Josh decides like, hey, I can drive you, why not? But what they don't account for is this blizzard that's going to take place, and they get snowed in somewhere. And it's going to be them kind of falling in love, admitting feelings for each other in this like Christmassy town. I feel like it gives all like the Christmassy vibes. It gives rom-com, it gives cozy, and I feel like it'd be perfect to read when like the snow is falling outside and you're just kind of like wrapped up in a nice warm blanket. Love all those vibes. Then I have Snowed In with a Player by Rebecca Genshap. This follows our FMC who is staying at the cabin with her twin sister, and they're just gonna have like a nice little cozy Christmas vibe going on until her brother shows up with a few of his football teammates, and one of those teammates is someone that she's always had a crush on, and they end up getting snowed into this cabin, just the two of them, and it's going to be their little relationship for the next like few days. You have like the cozy vibes, it's kind of spicy, and it's gonna be them kind of like building their little budding relationship friendship, and it's fun. I think this is book 1 or book 2 in like a short little series. I mean, they're both less than like 150 pages, and it gives like the snowed in vibes that I just love during this season. So I have 2 thrillers on here that basically just gave me like winter vibes. So the first one I have is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. So this follows a husband and a wife, and they are going to be staying at this small little cabin in like Scotland or something like that for their 10-year anniversary. And his wife has always written him letters that she's never let him read up until now. And as he's reading these letters, stuff is starting to come out. And that's all I'm gonna say without giving any spoilers, because I was shook at the end of it. Flabbergasted is all I can say. I mean, they're snowed in, they're stuck, you know, it's cold and dreary. If you don't want like a fluffy, cozy vibe that romance gives you, what about a brutally cold, crazy relationship story? That's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to give anything away because I really enjoyed the ending of this one. Then I have No Exit by Taylor Adams. This girl is coming home for the holidays, and she is stuck in a blizzard, so she stops at this rest stop, and it's her and then like 4 or 5 other people, and they're all kind of like waiting it out. There's no cell service, they don't know when the roads are going to be cleared, yada yada yada. And then she goes out to the parking lot to like get something out of her car or something, and she notices that there is a kidnapped little girl in one of these cars, and she doesn't know who's driving this car. All she knows is someone in this rest stop is a kidnapper, and she has to try to figure that out. I was so stressed the entire time. Every time she thought she got something figured out, my heart was going so fast because I was like, you're gonna get caught, you're gonna get caught. I couldn't handle it. I was freaking out. The movie was also really good. It was like, you know, the book's obviously better, but the movie is, I would still recommend. It had me at the edge of my seat the entire time. I was biting my nails. I was stressed. But if you want those vibes, this is the book for you. So let's talk about 5 Christmas books that are on my TBR that I want to read this holiday season. So starting off, I have My December Darling by Lauren Asher. And people, I have been calling this My Darling December every single time I've talked about this book for the past probably month and a half. I have not been saying this title correctly in any of my past videos. When I've told friends about it, when I've even said it in my own head, I've been wrong. So it is My December Darling. This takes place in the same place that the Lakefront Billionaires takes place, her little series. And this follows Catalina and Luke, and Catalina's sister is marrying her ex-boyfriend, and Luke is her ex-boyfriend's best friend and best man in this wedding, and they're gonna have like a budding relationship throughout this short little novella. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I love Lauren Asher's writing. I cannot wait to be back in Lake Wisteria. Then I have How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. I heard this audiobook is also fantastic, so I think I'm gonna tandem read this one. So this is basically a Grinch-inspired rom-com. She loves all things Christmas, and then our C hates Christmas, but they both are going to do this like Christmas competition to like beat the other person out. No idea. Sounds like a lot of fun. I heard there was a full cast during the audiobook, so I think it's really gonna really immerse me into the story. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Then I have The Nightmare Before Christmas by Sarah Rashi. Not sure if I'm saying that last name correctly. And this basically follows the Prince of Christmas and the Prince of Halloween. And the Prince of Christmas is going to be in an arranged marriage with this princess, and he like doesn't want to do that at all. So he's like sticking it to the man. He doesn't want to follow what his dad's telling him to do, so he gets really drunk one night and ends up making out with this mysterious man who happens to be the Prince of Halloween. And it's going to be their little, I think maybe enemies to lovers relationship in a way. It sounds like so much fun, and I think it's going to be perfect to read now before we get too far into Christmas. Then I have Baggage Claim by Juliana Smith, and I've seen this all over like my For You page. I've seen it on Instagram, so I really want to get into it. And it's basically about this girl who's coming home for the holidays, and she basically like spills all of her guts to this guy that she's sitting next to on the plane, and he's like, listen, I'll be your fake boyfriend to your holiday event since you can't handle it on your own, or like you need some backup, something along those lines. And it's going to be their little fake dating relationship, and everyone talks about it. I see it all the time. The cover's so cute. It gives like the perfect little warm holiday vibes. I think I'm really looking forward to it, and I believe it's also on Kindle Unlimited, so it's even more of an incentive for me to read it. Then I have the Under the Mistletoe series, and I believe Allie Hazelwood's written one, Tessa Bailey, and then I think there's like 3 or 4 more authors that have all written these short little books. They're all on Kindle Unlimited, and they all come with the audio version as well if you download them on Kindle, and they're just short little holiday novellas. Everyone's saying they're a lot of fun. They're short. I think they can be read in one sitting. So if you're in need of like hitting your reading goal, I mean, you can knock out 5 or 6 books in like just a few hours. Definitely put that on your TBR if that's something that interests you. So those are 20 Christmassy, holiday, winter book recs to add to your TBR. Please let me know what you're reading this holiday season, what gives you the winter vibes. As always, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Love yous!